Call to order this regular meeting of the City of Atascadero Planning Commission. Today is Tuesday, June 18th. And I guess I'll say the Pledge of Allegiance because I forgot to ask somebody else to do it. Okay, and a roll call, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Here.
Commissioner Heath,
Here.
Commissioner Hughes.
Here.
Commissioner Schmidt,
Here.
Chairperson Keen,
Here.
and we have and Vice Chairperson Vanden Eyck. 5 present, 2 excused absences.
Okay, can we get an approval of the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion to approve it, please.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
Chairperson Keen,
Yes,
motion passes.
I forgot Commissioner Schmidt, I think.
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes.
thank you.
Good cat.
Okay, this portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address the commission on any matter not on this agenda and over which the commission has jurisdiction. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Please state your name for the record before making your presentation. Anyone with public comment? I don't see anyone here. Anyone on Zoom?
No one on Zoom.
Okay. So we'll close public comment and move on to the consent calendar. That's y'all's cue to make. a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to approve consent.
I'll second.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Use.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes.
Chairperson Keen,
Yes.
motion passes.
Okay, do we have any community development staff reports?
Not today.
Okay. I know it says none, but it's just fun to ask. Okay, we're gonna move on to our public hearings. I'm gonna start to my left with Commissioner Heath. Any ex parte, sir?
No ex parte.
Commissioner Anderson?
No ex parte.
Commissioner Schmidt?
No ex parte.
Commissioner Hughes?
No ex parte.
No ex parte from me either. So who is gonna dazzle me tonight?
That would be me, hopefully.
Excellent.
We can get my computer working properly. See how we go. There we are. So this item is an item that you have seen before, but it's a slightly different iteration of the project amendment. It is for the Grand Oaks Paseo project on El Camino Real. The original project was approved. It's unfortunate that my screen is being cut off. Let's fix that real quick so we make sure we get the recording right. But good thing we have Luke here tonight.
I was gonna say, thank goodness for IT guys.
Thank goodness. So look at that. With that, he's out. So the original project was approved in November of 2019. It was a small lot cottage subdivision under a planned development overlay zone. There was a common central open space area that included a deck around some large oak trees that were to be preserved on the site. And there was a community building with some flexible gathering space and a small patio located along the El Camino Real frontage as part of the commercial aesthetic of the project, in addition to some live work units. This even now is an older aerial from Google. There have been more units constructed to date. Approximately two-thirds of the units are built to date, and there are some under construction today. There was a revision to the open space amenity areas in 2023. The proposal was to eliminate cottage 14 to build an outdoor patio space. And there was also a request to eliminate the community building and create a more passive recreation sort of plaza space for the residents. The amendment was approved by Planning Commission, but was appealed to City Council. At that meeting, the applicants proposed maintaining the original plan so that the community building could be built, which would include the construction of Unit 14. There were some resident concerns with the construction of Unit 14. If you drive out to the project, it kind of feels like maybe it's in the middle of the open space area, and the open space area would be a little bit more open and usable without Unit 14. So the applicant team worked with the Homeowners Association and residents to come up with this revised plan. And then they submitted their new amendment application. So the current proposed amendments include eliminating Unit 14, which was the concern of the residents. This is unit, well, my cursor's not going to work for you. You can see Unit 14 kind of in the middle of that central area. And then they decided to still build the community building, but modify it to include 2 residential units on the second floor. So that would be an increase in 1 unit on the total project, and would give them the ability to build out the improvements as proposed today. They are also asking to eliminate the carport structure, but maintain the bike storage tower that was attached to the carport structure. This is almost the same design that was brought forward in the 2023 application. There is that central sort of patio area in place of Unit 14 that includes a barbecue area, some fire pit tables, some dining tables and chairs, some lounge kind of seating, as well as a shade structure. It would also eliminate the deck around the existing large oak tree that remains today and just include some informal seating areas. This was what was recommended by the project arborist. Those trees, the remaining tree is in a state of decline. One of the trees has been removed. And so we're trying not to disturb under the drip line of the tree as much as possible. So the top image was the community building as it was approved as part of the original plan. You can see on the bottom the new proposed structure that does include a second floor for residential units. They've also modified a little bit of the materials along the frontage, including some vertical wood grain elements as well as the horizontal siding. And this would be consistent with what is being built out there today and the live work building that's currently under construction. The community building includes a kitchen, 2 restrooms, and sort of a large open flexible space to be rented out for gatherings or used by the residents of the community. And so the proposed amendments would amend the master plan of development that's approved on the site. It would amend the plan development overlay language to include the 1 additional unit above the density that's currently allowed by the plan development today. Important to note that the site still does meet our zoning density with the 1 additional unit, so that's not a concern. They're also requesting modifications to the phasing agreement, and that is something that the City Council will address at their hearing when we move forward in July. And then we're also looking to update the bond agreement for the central area to allow extended time for permitting and construction, as that does expire relatively soon. So we are working on that with the applicant currently. So next steps, this is a Planning Commission recommendation to City Council because of that plan development overlay zone change language. It does need to go to City Council for approval, and that's been tentatively scheduled for July 9th. As always, the Planning Commission has some alternatives. You can make modifications to the project or the project conditions. You can request additional information and refer the item back to staff and the applicant for that additional information. Or you can recommend that the City Council deny the proposed amendments. That would leave in place the construction of Unit 14 and the community building with a single story. So the recommendation from staff tonight is that the Planning Commission adopt the draft resolution to recommend that the City Council approve the amendments as conditioned, to delete Unit 14 and add the 2 residential units above the community building. And that concludes staff's presentation. We are available for questions.
Thank you, Kelly. Yes, Commissioner, go ahead.
Yeah, so the purpose of the revision is that we're adding basically a unit to the overall density of the project.
Correct. So when the plan development was originally approved, a lot of times we put the maximum number of units in there, not the maximum density. And so the plan development language does need to be amended.
So the the two units that are above the community room, are they equal to one of the ground floor units in terms of use in area, rooms and so on?
They might be a little bit smaller. We haven't really looked into that. I believe they are 2-bedroom units and the applicants can confirm that if they come up and speak. I believe it is their intent in the future to do a condo map on that, but currently the way that they're proposed, they would be rental units associated with that lot.
And then you had mentioned about parking spots.
Mhm.
So will those units have sheltered parking?
No, many of the units do not. So the units along the edges where there's some topography changes do have individual tuck under parking and carports, and then the units in the center. And then some of the ones on the edges as you get down towards the bottom just have surface parking.
So because we have an additional unit, is there additional parking?
So they were already overparked. They did invoke the state density bonus program, and so that allowed them to reduce their parking significantly. They did provide some additional spaces beyond the state density bonus program, and those additional spaces are able to accommodate the additional unit.
We have received a letter from, looks like Kelly Wills,
Mhm.
who sounds like she's a member of the board.
Correct, that's my understanding.
Okay. She had talked that there was a meeting amongst the members of the community. Do we know how that was attended, in 100% or portion of?
I do not know how that particular meeting was attended. I do know that the residents and the applicant have been working diligently to come up with a solution to eliminate Unit 14.
So as far as we know, then the changes have either a majority or 100% support by the association membership.
Yes, that's our understanding.
Okay, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Anyone else have questions? I was just gonna ask about the condo sale thing, but you answered that, so thank you. I will open public comment, if the applicant would like to speak. Do you guys want to say anything? Do you guys have any questions for the applicant? No? I will say I'm really happy to hear that you guys worked with the HOA, so that's getting a supportive letter from them is really fantastic. Okay, so is there anyone on Zoom who would like to give public comment?
No one on Zoom.
Like no one on Zoom at all, or just no public comment?
0 attendees.
We need more exciting things, guys. All right, so then I will close public comment and bring it back to the commissioners for discussion or any other questions for staff. You guys are very quiet tonight. Afraid? Good. Does anyone want to make a motion then?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
All right, I would like to make a motion for the planning commission to adopt draft resolution recommending that the city council amend the Grand Oaks Master Plan of Development Resolution 2019-082 and approve AMND 24-0045 to enlarge the common open space and amenity plan, delete unit 14 and add 2 residential units above the community building based on the findings and subject to condition of approval.
I'll second that.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch you seconded.
I'll second it.
Ready for roll call?
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes,
Chairperson King,
Yes.
motion passes.
Hopefully this will be the last one. You guys can finish that up. It'll be great when it's all done. Thanks, guys. Good luck with your project.
Good luck and thank you.
Okay, any commissioner comments and reports?
I'm a happy camper and I've been talking about this, that
Recommend we close the public hearing for this item. Just
Okay, I will close the public hearing on this item.
and then this planning commission will make a comment. I heard some chainsaws this morning in my neighborhood and I waited for the
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everybody loves a load of chips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good chips too. They're all oak.
Oh, nice. Yeah. He's totally bragging.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about all the construction going on, even though many of the people that seem to complain about how bad our roads are now complaining about all the detours. I wish Nick were here so I could ask him how long I have to go one way on my street just to really get it in there, but it's exciting that we have so much road construction going on.
That's sewer.
Well, it is, but they have to, like, he said they were gonna rip up all the asphalt and relay it, so it's gonna be all pretty and shiny and new. And I'm gonna hold him to it.
Best way to do it.
I got a gavel within my reach. I will hold him to it. Okay, anybody else? No? Okay, Director, do you have a report?
I'll take the term director.
I don't see anybody else here who deserves that title.
I don't have much to report. I don't know that we have anything slated for the next planning commission agenda yet, but we'll keep you posted on that. As Tori mentioned, we got a lot of construction going on. So we did kick off our El Camino Real enhancement project. There might be some detours downtown. I believe we are trying to maintain one lane in each direction open at all times, but of course the lanes kind of switch around. So please drive slow as you go through downtown. Some of our stoplights aren't working completely as they disconnect the electrical and redo some of the utilities there. We also have the sewer extension project going down Traffic Way. And I believe PG&E is also in the process of doing a lot of tree trimming and removal under some of their lines. So if you see some of that activity going on, that is PG&E that is doing that work. And I believe they contract a lot with Davie Resource Group in case you see that around town. Upcoming projects, we are done with objective design standards. Those were approved at City Council with some minor changes last Tuesday, and those are going to go forward for second reading the Tuesday after. So that's exciting. That means we'll be kicking off our permit streamlining CEQA threshold project again. So we'll hope to bring that to you within the next couple months for review. We'll establish some grading guidelines and some creekside development standards, as well as archaeological guidelines and historic guidelines for development. We also have a new proposed amendment to the Del Rio Ranch project that was authorized to proceed with application by City Council a couple meetings ago. So that's moving forward to Design Review Committee next month, and we'll be in front of Planning Commission in the next 2 or 3 months or so. So look forward to seeing that. And I believe that is all I have for today.
Some exciting stuff coming up. All right, so I'm gonna adjourn this meeting. Our next regular meeting will be on July 16th, because in 2 weeks it'll be like the 4th of July or close enough. So that meeting is canceled. So we will see everyone or more people than we're here today on July 16th. Anybody watches this recording, it's really exciting. I'm hilarious. Everyone's wonderful. So you should really come and watch the planning commission meeting. Yeah. Oh, my gavel adjourned.